What's up, guys? It's your boy Steve here, I1 Fitness. I'm in the gym parking lot, just waiting on Ells to get here. As promised, we're going to be doing a chest shoulder workout today. I think Ells has something in mind, so we'll see what he's got in store for us when we get in there. But just real quick, I wanted to say, at the end of the day, this is a motivational channel. And things come up in your life that can really throw you. I've had some unfortunate, unexpected things happen to me this week. They just, sometimes you can be prepared for something, and sometimes you can walk around the corner and just get tagged right in the face. And that's the way it goes. It's been like that throughout my life, and I'm sure many of you can relate. That's the way life is sometimes. It keeps you on your toes. So the moral of the story is, I'm going to go in here today. I'm going to push through. We're going to get this workout done for you because that's what I'm here to do for you guys. This is a motivational channel. It's about, keeping your focus in and around obstacles. It's about keep moving forward when things try to set you back. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So I'm here to do that for you guys. And hopefully the rest of the stuff will come into alignment. And I hope that everything in your lives as well. So we're going to go in here and kill it. I hope you guys enjoy the footage, and we'll talk to you soon. Alright guys, I'm going to do a little bit of voiceover here because for one, this workout is extensive. The video is going to run a little long, and I apologize for that, but I think what the objective here is to give you the feel of the workout. I want to have you guys understand that this thing is what this thing, go through it with us. And I hate to cut a bunch of sections out because I just feel like it takes something away from the work we put in and what we want you to take from it. So anyway, if you see right there, we actually warmed up with 135 and we went right to 225. This is a superset. This is a great endurance workout that Ells came up with that challenges our muscle endurance and our mental endurance as well as we go through this thing, because it really makes you push yourself. I think we realized early on, as you see me doing a set here of 225, which wasn't too bad. I felt pretty strong on this, but I think we realized pretty quick that we were going to drop the weight, because in order to superset this thing and get what we wanted out of it, we didn't really need to go beast mode on the heavy weight here. But this was a good place to start. There's nothing wrong with thrusting yourself right into the game by putting some heavy weight on there. Like you said, we did do a high rep 135 set initially, and you see here we're doing these shoulder presses here, but we're kind of pushing our arms out forward, so it's really challenging the front delt by pushing it out forward like that. So we don't need to go heavy weight on it. I think here we dropped it to 205. We're just trying to get a gauge on what felt right for us. So we dropped it to 205 here, and we continue with this superset. Starting off, sometimes it takes a little while to get yourself warmed up. But watch what you can see what Ells is doing here. It's sort of an overhead press, but we really are trying to project the weight out forward a little bit to, it just tests us a little bit more. Now, if it bothers your shoulders, don't go out as far. I have an aggravated shoulder. I thought it would bother me more, but it really wasn't that bad, so I went out as far as forward as I could. Here I am here hitting this 205 set, pretty clean. Felt pretty good. Kept it to 5 or 6 reps and moved into the other thing. We didn't want to, we wanted to make it work for us. See here, I'm really trying to project this weight out forward, and it felt fine. If we had it going up in weight on that particular barbell, I think we would have started to fail a little bit more and started to drop down with the weight, and we really don't want to do that. So I think it was perfect just like it was, and you'll see as we go on here that it was more than effective. Because this goes on for a while. I think we do another set here at this same weight, and then let's see here. Yes, we're still at 205 here. actually, I'm sorry. We're at 215 there. No, I'm sorry. I was right. 205. I apologize. And it was just right for this. But then what we got coming up here, and I think we're going to change the camera angle, is we went with a big drop set. Now this got tough, way quicker than you think. So if you get a chance to try this workout, I suggest you try it this way. We put 4 10s on each side. So we basically did a drop set, 20 pounds at a time, 4 times here. So trust me, this gets really intense really quick. We're starting off with 215 here. And you got to remember, this is on the incline, so it's going to be a little tougher on the incline than if you were on the flat bench. It really tests you. Try to hit that upper chest here. So I think he went 5 or 6 there. I wasn't really counting. We dropped the weight off. Now we're still doing the shoulder press as we go here. So if you can imagine, this gets really intense really quick, and the heart rate goes up, and it's doing all the things it needs to do rapidly. By the time he gets back to his bench set here, you wouldn't believe how fast this gets heavy on us. And that's the thing. It's not always about heavy weight. It's great to move heavy weight for strength, but it's good to challenge the muscle and challenge the body in different ways. And you don't need a lot of heavy weight when you're doing stuff like this, because you're going to burn out fast. Now see, I'm already spotting them reps here. And believe me, when it comes to be my turn, it's no different. So we're into our second drop set here. We're dropping off 20 more pounds. And you can see already he's getting himself together, because very exhausting, but it's exactly what the doctor ordered. Sometimes you need to really challenge yourself in an endurance fashion, because it's not all about lifting big weight and then taking a break. It's sometimes you got to take yourself to the limits. You can bet my man's getting good work in right now. You can almost feel it with him. Hope you guys don't mind the black and white video. I've done that on a couple videos lately, and I just like it. I think it makes everything just a little bit more raw. And to be honest with you, some of those colors in the gym and that floor and stuff are not really that great, but it makes it a little bit more raw and real, I think. Yeah, see here? You got to failure quicker than either one of us were ready for it there. We had a laugh about that, because it came quicker than I was even ready to spot him, but that's what happens. I mean, this is a monster drop set. I challenge any of you to go in there and do it and not get exhausted. But, my man's finishing strong. Oh yeah, he's ready to rest, but it won't be long. It's my turn. And I want you to, this is some of the longest sections of the video, and this is some of the reason why the video is so long. I mean, you can see we're already at 9 minutes here, but I just didn't think it would be appropriate to cut this down, because this drop set is really what it's all about. And in order for, you guys to feel this the way we felt it, you kind of have to see it. I just don't think, there's other parts of the video that I can cut out some of the sets, and you don't have to see every set of every exercise, because the thing would be 2 hours long. So I try to get all of the important details. But when you're doing a drop set like this, the objective is for you to see the whole thing here, because you can't really experience it without seeing it in its entirety. And I think it's important for this section. This is really the meat of the workout right here. Actually, the next exercise we do after this is a giant set, so it's plenty exhausting too, really. But I just thought this was important. Therefore, I think you should see it in its entirety. Really trying to keep good form here. It's important when you're lifting to keep your form together as best you can. If you really start to fail on form, then you should really consider dropping the weight. As long as you can still keep it together. I'm trying to keep everything tight here. Now you notice I don't go all the way to my chest, but you got to remember I'm a 6'4" guy. I have long arms. If you get to dropping that weight all the way to your chest, it puts my arms and my shoulders in a compromising position. It's too deep for me, and trying to push back from that position, I just feel like I risk injury, and I already have sore shoulders, as a lot of lifters do. And when I get down to the point where I'm at the bottom of the movement, I'm definitely already at 90 degrees. So I feel like 90 degrees is more than enough. I try to come in the incline near my chin there, almost like a guillotine press, but I just don't feel like I need to go. In fact, I'm going a little beyond 90 there, but I don't feel like I need to drop it all the way to my chest. First of all, my chest is not huge. Some guys have massive chest and they can't help but bump it off their chest. And some guys have short arms. I mean, I remember a lot of bodybuilders and things like that, you know, are 5'5", 6', 5'7", and they just have a shorter range of motion. Bench pressing is much more ideal for them. Tall guys, you know, it's a different ball game, and you have to play to your body's anatomy. And dropping it to right there is more than enough for me. It feels right there. It doesn't put undue strain on my shoulders, and that's where I like it. And to be honest with you, that's probably where I'm going to do it. You see here, I'm breathing heavy, but I'm still trying to maintain good form here and do what I need to do. I kind of cheated a rep there. I was failing at that point. Back for 135, the heaviest 135 you ever lift right here. Failure is imminent here, but I think I can muster up 5 reps. 4 good clean ones, and 1 more shoulder press here, just for good measure. You see my man Ells is sweating pretty hard. We're putting in work. You can bet on that. Now this here is another creative giant set that Ells came up with for us today. So like I told you, this is really an endurance-based workout. I mean, we're really putting in the work. I think we started off with 70-pound dumbbells here just to get a gauge. I mean, you got to gauge where you are. Once we got the 70 pounds, we realized that they were no real trouble. So I think we did a set each with these. We might have went up 75 or 80 on the next set, and then I think we went to 85. No more than that, and trust me, we didn't need any more than that. We're doing a giant set here, which I've told you before, if you don't know, is 3 consecutive exercises with no rest. So it's, again, you know, it's one of those things where you don't have to be lifting 110-pound dumbbells here. It's just not necessary. By the time you get through this thing and a couple sets into it, and we did 4 rounds of this, so your body is going to be more than exhausted. Here we're jumping right into flies with a nice pause at the bottom. And you can see Ells gets a nice good stretch here, and he gets a nice pause at the bottom. And then you want to get that chest and squeeze it at the top. Sometimes we have a tendency to get rushed. I know I do it myself sometimes, and one of the things I like about working out with Ells or a guy like him is you remind each other when you need to straighten your back or you know, slow down a little bit. Sometimes you get exhausted, you get carried away. You'll see me a couple times during this workout tend to get a little bit ahead of myself, but it's nice to have somebody there that can say, hey, you know, slow down or lower this or raise that, or, you know, that's what you're there for. You're there to support each other, you're there to motivate each other, you're there to spot each other, and let each other know if you see something that's out of alignment, because at the end of the day, you don't want to get hurt. It's all about keeping yourself in good alignment. And then we go right into these, not sure what you call these, but I know a lot of you have probably seen them before. We started with a 10-pound plate and we work our way all the way up to a 45. We do 10 rounds one direction and then 10 rounds the other direction. Now you see Ells is getting these into the right position. When I start mine, I actually am rotating them a little bit high, and I think it's just due to the fact that my shoulders are tight. But he points it out, and we make the correction somewhere along the line. But I don't record every single one of these because we would, we're already here a long time, and I don't know that you need to see every one, but I think we get the first round, and you get the idea. 10-pound plate, next set 25-pound plate, next set 35-pound, next set 45 pounds. So you're completely burnt by the time you get to this. Trust me, it gets really hard, and that's exactly what you want. Okay, here I am, 70-pounders. No trouble. I was worried a little bit initially because I haven't pressed as much with dumbbells lately. I did hit them during chest earlier in the week, but I was kicking them up into position tends to tweak. I have the left shoulder. It's actually going to be on your right in this video, but there's a little bit of a spot in there, and sometimes kicking the dumbbells up into position and getting in that first position is there's a little bit of a tweak there, but it felt okay and it was manageable. Easy reps, no problem. Right into the flies. Try to get a good pause there, try to get a great squeeze at the top, and that's where the discipline is being able to pause. Things are heavy, you want to get through it, and the pain starts to come probably about 5 at this point because you've already pressed, and you really want to stay focused and breathe. Get that squeeze at the top if you can. Squeeze that chest. And don't go too far down if it bothers you. If you go too far and it bothers you, you could get injured that way. So go as far as you can, stretch as far as you can. Ideally, you want to get a good stretch. Now you can see here what I was talking about earlier. I was a little bit high on this as far as getting around the front side there. I was a little bit high, and I didn't really get too far around the back because my shoulders are a little tight. I get a little bit of an impingement in there, and the mobility wasn't really there. But I do what I can. See, I should have been really dropping this down. You can see going this direction seemed to have more of an impact on me. But Ells points it out a little later in the game, and I make the correction. We bumped it up here. I can't tell, but we're at 80s or 85s at this point, and they still felt fine. It was right what the doctor ordered. We just didn't need to go any heavier than 85s today. More than enough for a giant set. If we were just pressing dumbbells, we probably would have taken them to the next level. Nice stretch, pause, good squeeze, nice and controlled. Get that blood in there. You see my man's feeling it. Ain't no sense in being in the gym if you're not going to work hard. If you want results, you got to dig a little deeper. You guys are going in there and having a social session, hanging out with your buddies and looking at your phone, you're going to fall short of the glory, I promise you. Nothing wrong with socializing, but get your work in. Get your focus. love to do those incline presses. Everybody needs work on that upper chest. Very few of us are fortunate enough to have perfect upper chest. And you got great genetics, congratulations. For me, it only comes from hard work. I'm definitely not a genetic freak. You gotta remember, I'm a tall guy, so I put on muscle differently than a short guy, but I'm not complaining. You see, I like to wear a belt a lot. It just, I think I mentioned it in another video, it's comforting to me. I get lower back tweaks from time to time. My lower back's a little sore right here because of, I basically did 2 back workouts this week, 2 different parts of the back, but you know, so I like wearing the belt. It just, you know, it makes me feel solid in those heavier presses. You see here, I'm still too high above the head. Now, don't get me wrong, it's burning, but see, Ells pointed it out right there, and I made sure I got it down low around the circle because, and it was much more effective because now you're raising the weight, which is giving you that front raise effect at the same time. So it's challenging. The last little bit of that Ells hitting that 45 pounder, and that's pretty much what we worked our way up to. I didn't record every single set because you know, it would have gotten very repetitive, but we did 4 rounds of that, and then doing a little bit of just some overhead raises here just to finish this thing out. Working really hard for you. Oh yeah. There's the aftermath. Okay, we moved over to some Smith machine upright rows. We're about 3/4 through the workout here, maybe a little more than that, maybe 80% through the workout, and this was nice for those side delts. You know, you get into that wider grip, you're hitting them side delts. Now there's a little bit of traps involved here, but if we had got in close, we would have involved more of the traps. The wider you get your grip there, the more you're hitting that side delt, and that's going to give you that width. You know, if you want to get those wide shoulders, you got to hit that side delts. I'm sorry, but yeah, there's a little bit of traps involved, and here you're just looking at some good old-fashioned front raises. Front delts are barking at this point, and there's a little bit of swing starting to come into play, but you've got to remember we're you know, getting towards the end of this thing. Our bodies are taxed, and if you know, I see no problem with it. If you get a little bit of a swing in there towards the end, you still got to raise it up. So you know, when you're starting to get towards the end of the line, you know, a couple of forced reps is not going to hurt you, and the swing is not excessive. Here he goes, burning it out with 5 good quick ones. It's good stuff, my man. Well, we increased the weight, I believe, on the front raises to 35 pounds, and you're really feeling it now. It's just about digging deep here and grinding out some nice finishing work. Make sure when you leave that gym, you know you were there. Maximize every workout. I preach it all the time. Here we go for my 5 finishers. Yeah. Front raiser with the 35s is all I had left. Some of that swing too is just, I mean, you're dropping that weight. It's just there's just a little bit of momentum that goes with that. But I don't think, like I said, at this point, it's really that negative of a thing. Now this is the final superset of the workout. And what we're doing here is we're coming from behind the back. These are side lateral raises with the cable. From behind the back on the first 10. And we get to the second side, or the second 10, we're doing in front of the back, in front of the body. And then we're pretty much turning around and doing the same thing. So you're looking at basically 40 reps for this exercise. And this is pretty much our burnout work here. And we've taxed ourselves to the limits. We're just finishing it off. So it doesn't require a lot of weight to do these. When you're using a cable like this, you're getting constant tension. And then we finished that superset with a overhead raise. And be honest with you, we were hitting 5 and 6 reps of this because we were finished. Our body said enough. Getting behind the body like that, it gives you just a better range of motion. You got to know with that cable, like I said, it's constant tension. There's tension on the pull and there's tension on the negative. So it's basically working you the whole time. There's no way around it. There's no place that you can rest that weight except for maybe the split second that you're at the bottom there, but it's very, very little. Not that you can really rest it with a dumbbell either. If you're keeping the motion going, you're going to be having constant tension. But it felt good. It was a good finishing move. That's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a long one, but like I said, I just felt like we wanted you to go on the journey with us so that you could feel what we were feeling, see what we were doing. I encourage you to try the workout. I'll put it in the description and give it a try. See what you think. Change things up. Do a little bit of endurance work. I'll be feeling this one tomorrow. I'm sure of it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Go over and check us out on Facebook, Twitter. We killed it in there again. This video is going to run a little long because I hate to cut out pieces of workouts, when you're really trying to share the entire workout and give you the idea of what was involved the whole time. I cut it where I can, but, the video is going to run long again. But I hope you'll try the workout. The objective is to let you guys see this and then share it and have you try it yourselves and then let me know what you think about it. Because this was not only bodybuilding and strength building, but an endurance-based workout. It was a lot of supersets and giant sets to failure that were testing our muscle endurance and our longevity in there. So it was excellent for that. I hope you guys will give it a shot and let us know what you think. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short and sweet because the video is long enough. You guys have a good weekend. Hopefully you'll see this on Sunday morning. Let it be your Sunday morning or your Sunday afternoon. If I can get it done, you'll see it by Sunday morning. Peace. Drive it.